What about DeVonta Smith? He is quite the polarizing guy on Twitter in terms of his size and how he could translate. But, man, he couldn't walk into a better situation with the Eagles, a more wide-open depth chart. What are your thoughts? Could he be the favorite to lead all rookies in targets? Should he be? And how will he perform if he is?
Yeah, over the past few days, I found myself, slowly but surely hopping to the front seat of that DeVonta Smith bandwagon, man. I didn't realize I was higher on this guy than a lot of people, but, a nice practice I try to do, every couple of months or so is just compare my ranks to whatever ADP source we have to see what guys I'm higher or lower on. Should I be adjusting that? And DeVonta, I'm not. He's my wide receiver 25, but he's going like wide receiver 37 right now, man. And we had, the one take out of the Eagles kind of training camp that, okay, Rager's going to be in the slot more. Like, that's great news for DeVonta. That tells you that DeVonta is being set up to be their undisputed number one pass game option. And I think that he should be, man, because he is that freaking good. I mean, you just look at his game log from last year. No gimme games in the SEC. His worst game was basically 7 catches, 73 yards against Tennessee. He had one against Arkansas where he only had 22 yards, but he scored a punt return touchdown. Like, the amount of just 140 plus to 200-yard games and multiple touchdowns, like, maybe we took it for granted because it was like getting that insane, but my goodness, man. I mean, Notre Dame, Ohio State, SEC, didn't matter who the hell it was. He was just going over all of them. Never once in that season where you're like, wow, DeVonta was just a little bit bigger. Maybe he could have made that play. It just didn't matter. And it's really been that case throughout his entire collegiate career. So, when people bring up size, they're bringing up, okay, we've only seen this many players in the last 30 years of football. What does a 170-pound receiver playing in 1990 have anything to do with 2021? It's a completely different game now than it was 10 years ago, just with the way that the officials and injuries are now, or the officials and rule set just trying to protect the offensive players. So to me, DeVonta, I think I tweeted this out yesterday, like, he could have 12 targets in week 1 and we wouldn't even bat an eye about it. Like, he's going to lead the Eagles in targets. And you look at Chase, you look at Waddle, who I wouldn't even disagree with someone if they said both Chase and Waddle are better football players than DeVonta Smith. But Waddle's got, Parker, he's got Fuller, and he's probably going to be in, better defense. I don't know if they're going to be in the same sort of shootouts as the Eagles. And then Chase, like, okay, I see him getting triple-digit targets, but Higgins and Boyd aren't going anywhere either. So DeVonta is the only one in this group that I think could really hit some sort of gaudy target total, like 150 or something like that.
Love it. And Albert Breer in his Monday morning quarterback column asked all SEC guys, this is the quote, who was the best player they played against over the last couple months. All of them, every single one said DeVonta. Even the Alabama guys, they all said he's the best football player I've ever been around. Every single one they asked. Like, there's just a track record. Nick Saban, said we're not going to make him be more than 165. It's what he plays. He's going to dominate. Like, all these guys continue to bring him up. He's known as one of those, gym rats, those cerebral guys. So good on the outside, inside. They've already said we plan to move him all over the place. Yeah. It's an alpha. He is an alpha. I don't care about the size. He is going to get all the volume. Plus, he already has that connection with Jalen Hurts. Like, why do you think they did that? Of course they want guys that have the synergy already. I think he's going to walk in day one and be a stud. I'm not buying into this BMI, any of that shit. I get it. It's history with it. And then there's guys that win the Heisman at wide receiver and are just dominant at that level. So give me all the DeVonta. I think I have him right around 24, 25. So we're in lockstep there in terms of over the ECR. I am definitely with you there.
And look, Jalen Waddle weighs 15 more pounds. What? We're just drawing kind of a weird line here. And it might not even be that much depending on the day. And DeVonta's got, he's freaking taller. So, at what point, for me, I wanted to draw the line at 150 because that's what Tutu Atwell came in under. And I was like, okay, that's the line. 150 pounds, come on. But to me, 166 versus 170, it just seems awfully arbitrary. We see it, man, when you look up a stat and you're using just, your 25 carries and you're like, oh man, the guy I wanted to be number 1's at number 3. And if I can just, bump this up a little bit more, we'll be good. So numbers don't lie, but the people giving you the numbers can smudge them from time to time. And I think we've seen that a lot with some of the DeVonta haters. I'm happy that neither of us fall into that group.
100%. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.